Okay, so we have a lot of claims going on, but the claim we're going to today is Mr. and Mrs. Freeman's house. They're coming out today with an adjuster, a building consultant, and an engineer.
We were afraid you guys were gonna miss a huge hole in the roof.
Like usual, Bo's educating these guys on updated codes and state statutes. You know, the things they should know.
Every bit of the roof is charred. It's ruined. No, you're not trying to work with me.
We're not going back and forth. We're pointing out actual facts, not opinions. Facts.
Bo, if I paid everything you wanted to pay, I'd lose my job.
They are not always on your side, and you're not always in good hands.
My name is Bo Williamson. I am a public adjuster. I stand up for homeowners when they have insurance claims. Our headquarters is located in the beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida, but our fight is nationwide. Sometimes these insurance claims can be through the roof. However, these insurance companies do not always want to pay you. That's why I'm here. Living the Christian life and dealing with this crazy world around me, one thing I've learned is someone has got to stand up for the little guy. This is Insurance Wars.
Noble Public Adjusting Group, this is Rebecca. Can I help you?
Okay, so we have a lot of claims going on, but the claim we're going to today is Mr. and Mrs. Freeman's house. So this is the third time I've been out there. 3 times. They're coming out today with an adjuster, a building consultant, and an engineer. Now, granted, I want you to understand, we already brought out a general contractor. He wrote up a report that says the house needs to be torn down. This is a fire loss with just tons of damage. So even though we had a general contractor write up a report saying that the house needs to be torn down and rebuilt and brought up to code, and then we had an independent engineer write up a report, he said the same thing. It needs to be torn down, bulldozed down, and rebuilt up to code. They're still coming out there with the adjuster once more, bringing a building consultant and an engineer to try to deny the claim or underpay it. So my understanding so far is they're going to offer $30,000. So $30,000, they're about 1/7 of where they need to be. That's not counting bringing everything up to code. That's not counting the personal property, which is 6 figures. The additional living expenses, that's not counting the fencing, which is other structures. None of that. So we're gonna go out there and meet these guys and basically break it down potato head style why they need to pay this claim, max out the limits. So I'm ready to work. These guys aren't here yet.
Right. Well, they got it already boarded up, so that's good news.
This is the first time you've been here, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
I gotta tell you this story, man. They sent out the fire investigator because they're accusing these people of starting the fire on the front porch, and the dog was in the house. And so the fire investigator's here. You see the rafters?
Yeah.
He was saying, why are the rafters going up there, but over here they constructed it differently, and these are going straight across. It's like, these right here are the rafters. They just, the roof burned in half and they fell.
It's like, we'll address this non-existing problem later, but however, we have this issue over here. The hole in the roof.
It was ridiculous. This is who they sent out.
So their fire expert came out and said that there was improper installation because the rafter was leaning down like this instead of like this, but it burnt and fell. Hello?
My understanding is they're bringing a couple building consultants, maybe an engineer, but I haven't heard of these guys before as far as the building consultants. So if the adjuster doesn't prep them, they're done.
Right on.
They're done.
Well, that'd be an unlikely story considering they always try to get them and like tell them everything they need to look for that doesn't help them. So,
You know, in the other deal over on Holiday Isle, they brought out a stucco guy. They didn't prep him, and the guy was honest. And we were sitting there with a group of people, and I was basically making the points, and the guy was just irrefutable. And the stucco guy that they didn't prep, he's like, no, he's right. 300,000 just on that one point.
love it.
Well, here they are.
So that's what we're hoping for. It's getting hot today.
We were afraid you guys were going to miss a huge hole in the roof.
It's not that big.
The hole's not that big? Are you kidding me?
Paul, nice to meet you.
Moses.
Moses.
Yeah, nice to
Good
meet you.
name.
Thank you, Sterling.
Yeah, watch out, man. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul Sterling.
Moses.
Moses, nice to meet you. I'm
You too.
Sterling.
All right. So looks like I had a little issue here.
Yeah, I think it's more than a little issue. I mean, it's obviously gonna have to be torn down and rebuilt.
Anyone hurt?
The dog barely made it out.
Okay. But
Family
everybody
dog
else was
was
already
in.
out of the house?
They were already out. Yeah.
Kind of convenient.
Convenient? Really?
I think did you guys bring a drill? Because I told you it was boarded up. They've been trying to keep it, you know, the kids out and stuff like that, so nobody gets hurt.
I've got a screwdriver.
Like literally, they're just waiting.
I didn't know I needed tools.
Holy cow. Are you for real?
Paul, we
Well, I
told
mean, it's
your
just-
office
I was changing the stereo this morning. That's the only reason I
that
have
you
this.
were going to need a drill to get in here.
Oh.
I mean, this is the third time I've been here. The fire investigator had a drill, and then when he took the OSB off, he hit the gutter and dumped the water on his head. This is the guys that you got sent out here, the experts.
All right, so the same expert with the rafter situation took a piece of wood off the house, hit the gutter, water fell all over him. It was so funny.
Have you checked to see if there's any windows open?
Listen, if you guys have a screwdriver to get into this house, I suggest you get started because it's going to take a while.
All right, well, that's fine. We can do that.
And you guys are building consultants?
I won't be that bad.
Oh, there's like 8 or 10.
No electric drill, huh?
Well, I really didn't plan on breaking into someone's house this morning. I thought we had access.
You had information told you otherwise. From us.
You're the building consultant. You don't even have a drill?
Absolutely. Let me get this next one.
All right, I'm gonna figure another way out, man.
Oh, we got a problem here, guys. This screw's stripped out, so I'm gonna have to come back. If we can't, I may be able to get the rest of them off, and then if I could do that, then we'll.
You have a hammer?
I'll have to look.
You know, Bo, we're not going to be covering these bushes, right?
What do you mean?
Listen, guys, on a fire loss, bushes, shrubs, landscaping, if it's damaged, it's all covered.
Yeah, they're still alive, but you can't groom those to where they're gonna look right. They're gonna be bald on you'd have to, it doesn't make sense. You have to replace it. Totally replace it. All of these content's gonna have to be replaced.
Also, I've been taking photos. We're not sure, or haven't determined yet, if the fire actually was electrical or if it possibly started out here. You can see the
Sterling, you found a way in?
Yeah, you hear me out there?
We need to come in the back?
Yeah, I found a place we can come into the back.
Well, let's go, because I think after you see this part, you're gonna say, okay, you're gonna agree with me. Total loss. Every bit of the roof is charred. It's ruined.
If you've been wronged by your insurance company or would like to appear on the show, visit noblepagroup.com or call 1-800-705-0570.
The claim we're going to today is Mr. and Mrs. Freeman's house. They're coming out today with an adjuster, a building consultant, and an engineer. The house needs to be torn down. This is a fire loss with just tons of damage.
Okay, so 30%, so you're saying you're in agreement with me that the whole roof needs to be replaced?
No, just 30%.
Well, the issue is this house was built in the 80s, so if it's more than 25%, you got to bring the whole roof up to code. You know that, right?
I understand codes. I mean,
Okay.
but what I'm saying is from the insurance adjuster perspective is 30%. I mean, you can clearly see
Okay.
the rest of the roof.
You write it up as 30%, and I'll take it up with the inside people. I understand you don't have the authority to write it up. It's a total loss, so you just write up the way you're going to write it up. I'll finish it. The whole roof has to be brought up to code. Even last month, the building codes changed where you can't use asphalt felts anymore. Plus, you got to re-nail the roof sheathing. It's going to be a total replacement. There's other building codes that come into play. It's going to be a total loss.
Like usual, Bo's educating these guys on updated codes and state statutes. You know, the things they should know.
To look at potential costs.
And
obviously when they bulldoze the house down, all the fences got to come down. Yeah, that matching statues will come in. And you guys have been dragging your feet, frankly, for so long. Look at the grass.
I mean, that's a lawnmower. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with the fire.
Well,
Come on.
Well, it's dangerous over here. And they're going to bulldoze it down. Sterling, where'd you guys get in at? Right here?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Right here?
yeah. Careful though. It's got some glass and stuff and whatnot. Be careful. Nails and whatnot. So come on in, guys.
Yeah, Bo, so we're not replacing any of this siding or the gutters up here.
Yeah, you are. You didn't see how black it was? The siding was literally charred. The paint on the gutters had bubbles in it. Between the direct physical loss and the matching statute, total loss.
Right.
Well, the point of the matter is the house has caught on fire, and that's a covered peril, and the insurance company owes for it. So unless you're accusing my clients of committing fraud and they're able to prove that, you have to pay the loss.
Well, okay, but there's got to be an investigation. I mean, you
Well,
said
the fire
yourself
marshal
that
came out here and he said that it was electrical fire. You guys sent your guys out here and they couldn't figure out if it was electrical fire or was started on the front porch. Well, if you don't have proof of any foul play, you have to pay for the loss.
Alright, the only way these guys can outright deny a fire claim is if the homeowners themselves intentionally started the fire. Now these guys, they don't stop at anything.
The roof, every bit of the roof is charred. It's ruined.
I know, and that's an odd thing about this because where in the world could this fire have started?
In the attic,
Okay.
with electrical fire, look.
And then what's in the attic that could
Your
have started it?
own electrical engineer has put pink tape up here of possible starting areas. So it could easily have started here. It could easily have started here. The roof is gone. You have smoke damage all throughout the house. The drywall is ruined. You got water damage from the firemen. The cabinets are ruined. You can see the water damage over here at the base of the cabinets. It's swollen.
Well, sure. I mean, they had to dump a lot of water on it because this thing was in full blaze.
Right.
But
But I mean, go ahead.
I mean, okay, that's all fine, but how do we know what damage was already there and what was caused by the fire? That's the bottom line here, and that's how we look at it so that we can pay the appropriate amount if that's deemed.
Well, I think it's safe to assume that there wasn't a huge, giant, gaping hole in the roof before. I mean, you agree with that? Well, tell me how much you think it would cost.
Well, I'm thinking just off my initial estimates, about $30,000
$30,000?
would be sufficient, considering the fact that we've got, multiple salaries.
$30,000.
Yes.
So what are you estimating? What's the
It's a total
replacement
loss.
value?
It's a total loss.
Well, $30,000 isn't even going to address the roof. It won't even replace the roof.
So, Paul, you're at $30,000 and you haven't even seen the whole house. That's unfair claims practices and it's bad faith claims practices. Like, you're already saying you're going to underpay this claim and you haven't even looked at the entire house.
I understand. Let's finish looking. We're sitting here. You keep arguing with me. Let me finish my job here.
Well, do your job.
That's all I'm asking.
I've been here 3 times.
You know, worst case scenario, we might be able to take this roof off. But if that top plate is burned,
No, I would think you,
then that's going to be a different issue.
if you would take the top, you'd have to re-engineer the whole roof once it goes back on.
That's true.
It would require a whole re-engineering job.
Yeah.
You couldn't just put trusses.
So we are going to have to come up on our costs a little bit.
Yeah, this is nothing like it looks outside.
Are you adjusting a claim without a license, sir? You understand this? It's a felony.
I'm not discussing this anymore.
If you've been wronged by your insurance company or would like to appear on the show, visit noblepagroup.com or call 1-800-705-0570.
There's a lot of work here. So it's up to you.
It might be a better deal to just rip the whole roof off, put a new roof.
Oh, the roof is gone,
Have
yeah.
to look around.
Right, so we're looking in, like I said earlier, increasing our costs a little bit.
It
on
is.
these guys.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt
Looking
we
at
have
the,
to go up.
I mean, we can look at the other side, but if this side is like this and it's that far from the fire, chances
Right.
are the other is too.
Okay, look, I'll concede that, you know, we can go up a little bit, okay, after reviewing the other half of the house.
Well, let's take a look at this other half. I think you're going to concede to the whole thing.
Because we're involved, they're now starting to realize that they can't get away with what they used to get away with.
We don't know where it came from.
No,
It was
no,
there during the fire. I don't know.
You're a building consultant.
Right.
You're a contractor. You have nothing to do with contents.
Well, that's
so
true.
so I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
Is your firm willing to stand behind the fact that you're saying that there's no mold in this house?
No, what I'm willing to say.
Okay, then. That's all we need to know. Mr. Structural Engineer, are you willing to put your firm on the line saying there's no mold in this house and that these trusses and so forth are up to code?
No, I would definitely state that the trusses are not up to code.
And that the hurricane straps aren't up to code and how the brick is tying into the house is not up to code?
I can't verify that, but I
Right.
would guess that 30 years ago it was a different code than it is now. So
Well, of course.
when you
And,
replace the roof, you're going to have to bring it up.
and not only is the OSB charred throughout the house from the fire and the smoke, but it was soaked from the firemen. It's like the water ruins the plywood, it ruins any OSB.
You know, you keep going back to this water thing, but these clothes are clean. There's powder.
Again,
There's powder on the floor.
you're a building consultant.
Right, right.
You're not the adjuster. If the adjuster wants to address the contents, we'll do that.
Okay, my bad. I'll stay.
I mean, are you
No, I'm-
adjusting a claim without a license, sir?
No,
What is your adjuster license number? You understand that's
I
a
understand.
felony. So here you are as a contractor, and you're trying to.
Claims adjuster.
Excuse me. You're a contractor, and you're trying to adjust a claim without a license. That's a felony.
No, you're incorrect.
No, that is correct.
I've tried to be nice, but here's what the fact is. The fact is, I was invited to come out here and take a look at this property to see whether or not it could be repaired.
So did
I'm
the
doing
insurance
that.
company
Now,
ask
in
you
the process of
to
doing
give
that-
advice on
In
contents?
the process of doing that, I'm looking at and seeing things that are obvious. Obviously, there is a pile of clothes here that are still dry. Obviously, there's
That's
powder
none- that's
over
none
the
of your
floor.
business.
But it doesn't mean that
It's none
I
of your
can't
business.
point that out.
No,
I'm not saying that the
It
claim
does
needs to
mean you
matter
can't
in-
point it out because you're not adjusting the claim. If you're here as a building consultant, you need to act as a building consultant, not as a content specialist. So you're adjusting the claim without a license.
I'm not
So I
adjusting anything.
suggest
I'm just merely pointing
you
out
quit
something.
breaking the law. Okay. So everything, the brick, at least some part of the flooring, all throughout the house, some part of the drywall, all throughout the house, some part of the roof, all throughout the house has to be repaired or replaced. Am I right?
Yes, there is some work that needs to be done.
Okay. So in that case, there's a statute that kicks in. It's an insurance statute. It's 626.9744, subsection 2, that says when you have an insurance claim
Right.
and you go to replace something, you cannot just repair it and then not match. You have to match the adjoining areas.
No, that's not true.
No, that's exactly what it
ridiculous.
says.
That's not what it says.
Well, if that were the
That's
case,
exactly
why would
what
you
it
drive up
says.
and down the road and see these roofs with two-color roofs? Everybody have the same color roof.
Because
because
they
they didn't
didn't
use
get us involved.
And you're just attacking right now. I mean, I'd kind of like to get work done.
Hey, I've been here 3 times. I haven't slowed you down. You're not answering our objections. Not intelligent.
Burn.
I'd like you to piecemeal this together.
Yeah.
It's considerably more damage that you notice what's on the inside than from the outside.
Okay.
Get it? Burn.
It's not going to have my
Yeah,
name.
well, we didn't build it, so, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things I would have done differently, but it doesn't mean that it's.
It was built
all
30
mine.
years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it was built probably to code then, but now you walk in here and look at this, you wouldn't want this.
Mm-hmm.
You'd want it fixed right. I mean, again, if you want me and my company to do anything here, it's going to have to be done right.
Right.
I wouldn't piecemeal this together at all.
And I have to go behind the engineer,
Okay.
so whatever the engineer says is what I have to do.
That's the right thing to do.
'Cause other than that, we're putting a Band-Aid on a cancer and nobody wants that.
All right. So we won't pay.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Literally, look at it. Have you seen behind this installation? The cabinets literally caught on fire here. It's got water damage too, obviously all over the bottom of it. It has mold behind it, underneath it. It caught on fire here, literally. And then over here, you have the rafters and the trusses literally collapsed down on the cabinets and broke them off the wall. It's still there.
The fireman did that.
It doesn't matter. Even first of all, I don't believe it because it fell down from the big hole in the roof. But even if the fireman did it, it doesn't matter. It's covered. It happened because of a covered peril.
Bo, if I paid everything you wanted to pay, I'd lose my job.
Listen,
all right?
listen.
I'm not discussing this anymore with you.
Listen, this is how they do. See, basically, you have violation after violation of insurance state statutes. You got matching state statutes they're violating. Okay, you got the policy that they're violating, the principle of indemnity that they're violating, building codes, all these state statutes. Also, now they're not even discussing the claim with me, which is a violation of another insurance state statute where it says the insurance company has to negotiate and try to settle with a public adjuster. So this is why we need to get involved on these deals.
But we were going back and forth.
The adjusters say the same thing you're saying all the time. We do this all the time. We do this all the time. It doesn't matter that something's been done all the time. It doesn't mean it's right. You guys have been taking advantage of the homeowners for years, and they had nowhere to turn. They turned to the attorneys, and they didn't have the money to pay them by the hour, or they're taking too big of a fee. They had nowhere to turn. Now we're here, they're turning to us, and we're making you guys pay what you're supposed to.
How come there hasn't been all these complaints over the years?
Not only that,
You know,
well, because
everyone
you
who
said
does
we're going
this.
back and forth, we're going back and forth, back and forth. Well, are you used to just coming in and being like, okay, 30,000, here's it. We're not going back and forth. We're pointing out actual facts, not opinions. Facts of why you need to pay what you need to pay.
Right.
That's not going back and forth.
I understand that.
Are you just used to coming in and not having anybody say, well, wait a minute, I don't agree with you?
I think we're done here, Sterling. He doesn't have the authority anyway.
I'm over it.
Okay, guys, so I just settled the Freeman file. So Mr. and Mrs. Freeman, I think they're going to be happy with what we settled for. So Sterling, I want to give them a call to give them an update. Caleb, from beginning to end, how long did this claim take us?
Just a little bit over 60 days.
Okay, so that's not bad with the insurance company dragging their feet. Is that the file there?
Yeah, what's the Amazon right here?
Yeah, I've got him on. I'm calling him right now.
Fantastic.
Hello? Hey, Mr. Freeman, it's Sterling over at Noble Public Adjusting Group.
Hey, Sterling, what's going on?
Hey, great. I'm doing fantastic. I've got Caleb and Bo here with me, and we've got some exciting news for your claim, and I figure I'd let Bo break this exciting news to you.
Okay, great.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Freeman?
Hey, what's going on, Bo?
Hey, just wanted to give you an update on your claim. We've been working hard on this for a couple months, and the insurance company was dragging their feet as normal. We kind of prepared you for that. But basically, you know how the insurance company offered you to begin with $30,000?
Yeah.
Well, today we got them to agree to a grand total of $375,000. That's right. So we got the policy limits on everything, on every single thing. So coverage A, which is your house, $200,000. Ordinance law, $50,000. We're gonna get that as we rebuild here. We got $100,000 on contents, about 12.5 on the other structures, which is a fence and so forth, and about 12.5 on your additional living expenses. So that's gonna go toward you living in the rental house that we got for you over the next 6 months as the house is being built back.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you, and of course you're welcome. But we're just waiting for those checks. Give us a call if you need anything. You know the number.
Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good day.
Take care.
Thanks. Fantastic.
All right, guys.
Another successful
Another one
plan.
bites the dust.
Oh, man.
Let's get on the next one.
This season on Insurance Wars.
I'm no engineer, but I don't think it was designed this way.
Discussion's over. Either you pay for it or you get slammed with a lawsuit. Which one is it?
I see what you're asking me. I just don't see why you're asking it to me.
Are you just used to coming in and not having anybody say, well, wait a minute, I don't agree with you?
Get your cameras out of here and get
Nope, you don't come back here without permission. We're on 30A, brother. $30,000 is on the cheap end.
I'm gonna take you to Orlando, man.
Boom, baby. I'm going to Orlando.
We're not going on a field trip.
If you've been wronged by your insurance company or would like to appear on the show, visit noblepagroup.com or call 1-800-705-0570.